guys, welcome to your new moon yoga flow for the month of August. So we are in Leo season, the new moon is in Leo, and there's just, all that like fiery Leo confident energy happening, right? So Leo rules the heart chakra, the Anahata chakra. The color that we kind of associate with the heart chakra is like a bright lime green. So if you just want to picture throughout this class that bright green light kind of radiating out from your heart. Leo does rule, according to the zodiac, rules the heart and kind of the blood, the circulatory system. So what we're going to be focusing on today is heart openers, back bends, all that good stuff. It does get the energy flowing. It gets the blood flowing. It's generally recommended that you kind of start your day with back bends because it's going to get you really energized, get that circulatory system working, open up the heart, all that good stuff. So what I want us to focus on today, this new moon is kind of all about letting your true self shine, being open, being creative, maybe like starting a new venture, putting yourself out there basically to start kind of something new. And with this comes a certain amount of vulnerability, right? Like when we put ourselves out there to start something new, we kind of embrace our creative, like whatever we want to create, and we're like scared to put it out there, you know what I mean? So what I want us to embrace today is this idea of vulnerability and being powerful and strong through vulnerability and being open and kind of having that like sense of childlike whimsy, like what did you want as a kid? Like when we were kids, we weren't afraid to be silly and like put ourselves out there, and then as we got to be adults, we're like, I can't do that, I can't put myself out there, I'm too scared, I'm afraid of looking stupid, right? So we're gonna do a little something today called lion's breath. That it feels silly, you feel like, oh my god, I look so stupid, but we need to feel that, like feel that vulnerability and still put ourselves out there, because that's where the magic happens. So our mantra today, I'm just checking my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Our mantra today is I find my power and strength through vulnerability. And I just think about, in tarot, Leo rules the strength card, and I mean obviously it has a lion on it, but it's strength mentally. It's not just physical strength, it's mental strength, it's emotional strength, it's the strength to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and just put like do the dang thing, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to vulnerability and strength, it's not about being fearless. I think a lot of the times we think it's like you have to just be completely free of fear, and that's not the case. You can't just magically like will fear to go away and be like, I won't be afraid anymore. No, you have to be afraid and do it anyways. And that is the power and the strength of being vulnerable and still putting yourself out there. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I do recommend you have blocks, and optional to have a strap. Mine is back here somewhere. We are going to be working on floor bow, Dhanurasana. This is a pretty intense back bend. Of course, I'm going to be offering modifications. I personally I can do the full expression, but I have a lot of scar tissue in my chest from multiple surgeries, so I have to do a variation, and that's okay. Listen to your body. If you're like, you know what, I have a pretty open back, I can kind of have an open chest, I can kind of do the same, maybe you won't need the strap, but again, just have it by. I'm gonna again offer modifications for everything, so don't worry. But the blocks we're gonna for sure need, because we're gonna be using those. And it's always just good to, have your blocks around, right? We're gonna be actually ending the class in supported fish pose, so that's what we need these blocks for. I'm just gonna put them off to the side over here. Just have your props with you. You never know when you're gonna need them. So I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna get right into it. So we're actually gonna start today's class standing at the top of our mat. So come to stand at the top of your mat. And we're gonna stand strong here, stand tall. Feet are about hips distance apart, or again, whatever feet distance you're comfortable with. We're gonna stand with our hands at our sides, so we're in Tadasana, mountain pose. Your fingers are active, really stretching out those hands. You can close your eyes here. Maybe you pick up all 10 toes and then put them back down. And just start to bring that focus to your breath. Not changing anything about it. Just noticing it as it goes in and out through our nose. As you inhale, you feel the chest rise and the belly expand. And as you exhale, everything lowers. And then while we're here, breathing, practicing our pranayama. I just want you to start practicing non-judgment, non-attachment to any of those thoughts that might start to pop up in your head. Just let them go. Use your breath to let them go. Now we're going to take a couple of really big, deep inhales and exhales here. I want you to inhale really big in through your nose. Shoulders, chest rise, belly expands, hold the top, and open mouth exhale. Release. Again, we're going to inhale really big in through our nose. Hold the top, and open mouth exhale. Last one. Big inhale in through your nose. Hold the top, and open mouth exhale. Let your breathing return back to normal. And I want you to start to bring your focus to that mantra. I find my strength and my power through vulnerability. There is strength and power in vulnerability. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's scary, but we're going to be afraid and we're going to do it anyways. Just focus on that, the concept of vulnerability. Maybe bring your focus to that heart chakra. Maybe imagine that green light just kind of spewing out of your heart. And we're going to start with a gentle little half sun salutation flow. I want you to inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, you're going to goalpost or cactus out the arms. Just take a back bend here, nothing too extreme. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, gently fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're taking this really slow, not extreme movements. We're just warming up the body here. So we're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take that back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, your hands to your heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time I want you to plant your hands and we're just going to step back. You can step back to high plank. You can go to your knees if that's best for you. Just going to start to generate some heat here. We're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I want you to drop to your knees and come all the way down to your belly. Now we're going to get right into some low cobra here. So I want you to place your hands right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest, the shoulders, the head. Exhale, you can release. Inhale, lift. Maybe hover the fingers. And exhale, release. Inhale 1 more time. Maybe hover the hands. Use those back muscles. And exhale, release. Now we're going to gently inhale and come just right to a tabletop position. So finding ourselves shoulder, elbow, wrist all in line. Our hips are right over our knees. We're going right into that cat-cow. So inhale, lift the chin, the gaze, opening up the chest. Exhale, round, dome out the shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale, open up. Every time you open up, just picture that chest opening, that green light coming out. And exhale, round. Now do 5 more rounds of this on your own breath. Taking it nice and slow, warming up the spine. We got right into our spine work here. And we're going to be doing a lot of sun salutations today because Leo is ruled by the sun. So keep up your cat-cows again, taking any movements that feel right to you in your body. You want to kind of rock from side to side, take it into some body circles. Do what feels good. And then gently finish up your last round. staying in this tabletop position. Now, this is where we're gonna have a little bit of fun. So like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna do this thing called lion's breath. So this is very powerful. Imagine it like a lion's roar. It's a powerful breath, powerful pranayama. It's gonna feel a little silly. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna feel a little silly, but we're gonna do it together. We're gonna be silly and vulnerable and open together. So what that looks like, we're gonna kind of come into that kind of cow position where we're opening up the chest. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale really big in through our nose. And then when we exhale, your tongue is gonna go out and you're gonna make kind of like, you know, when the doctor sticks that like wooden stick in your mouth and you have to say, ah, kind of like that. So I'm gonna do it for you. So I'm gonna inhale nice and big. And then I'm gonna exhale. Tongue goes out. Try to get that tongue as long as you can, you know, like Gene Simmons' tongue going on. We're gonna do that a couple of times, okay? Now, if you also wanna work on focusing your drishti, so your yoga gaze, we're gonna focus on the third eye. So that's another reason why it looks kind of silly, because you might seem kind of cross-eyed if you're trying to focus on your third eye chakra. That's optional, you don't have to, but if you wanna just give it a shot. So again, we're gonna inhale, focus our drishti, and then exhale, lion's roar. We're gonna do 2 more times. So take that big inhale and exhale. 1 more time, make it loud, give it a roar, you know. Inhale and exhale. All right, now I know that might felt kind of weird, but maybe we're feeling good, you know, and that kind of made me feel really silly but good, in a good way. So we're just gonna take a little child's pose here, relax from that lion's breath. So bring your hips back down to your feet, and then just outstretch your arms. And hang out here for a moment. Think about how that made you feel. Again, bring it back to our mantra. There's strength and power and vulnerability. Did you feel vulnerable? Did you feel like, oh my God, somebody's watching me right now, they're like, what is this person doing? But it's okay. It's powerful. There's power in that breath. Letting your breath return back to normal here. And when you're ready, just inhale back up to that tabletop. So now we're going to do a little bow prep, little floor bow prep. So I want you to come down to your belly. You're going to come to Sphinx pose just for a second here, just for the ring opening up the chest, the spine. So remembering to not keep your shoulders shrugged up to your ears, you're really pressing actively down into the mat. Gazing up, chin is up. Now this is where your strap can come in. If you are unable to reach around and grab that foot, totally no worries. You're going to make a little loopy-loop with your strap and just wrap it around your foot. So again, this is just a half bow. We're not going into the full bow just yet. What I want you to do is bring this left arm, forearm kind of like in the center, so you have something to kind of prop you up. You're going to bend that right knee, so your foot, point to toe, is coming up. You're just going to reach around to the inside and grab kind of the top of the ankle, top of the foot. And we're going to hold here, so really opening up that shoulder. If you can, you're going to press that foot back into your hand, maybe lift it up just a little bit. Take a big inhale, exhale, kind of release. And we're going to inhale up, really nice and strong, pulling on that foot, on that hand, stretching out the shoulder. And exhale, slowly release. Don't slingshot that foot back, just gently release it. We're going to switch sides. So now this right arm, forearm is coming kind of to the center, so we have something to kind of balance with. Again, we're bending that left foot. We're looking back. We're reaching around, grabbing the top of the ankle, top of the foot, and just pulling into it. Take an inhale. Exhale out all your breath. And then inhale. Really pull on that foot. Try to open up that shoulder. And exhale, gently release. Again, releasing the foot nice and gentle, not slingshotting. And come back to center, come back to your Sphinx. So check in and see how that felt. We're going to revisit this a little bit later in class, and maybe if you want to try the full floor bow, totally up to you. But for now, we're going to warm up a little bit more, get some sun salutations in there. So from here, you can just place your hands underneath your shoulders and press up to a tabletop. We're going to go to our first downward facing dog of class. So pressing into your palms, tuck the toes, and inhale the hips up and back. And then find some movement here. It's our first one. So pedal out the feet. Maybe rock the hips. Take some time here. And when you're ready, you can find stillness. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, go ahead and step up into your forward fold. Hang out here. Just for a moment, a little ragdoll here. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Gonna bring your hands to your shins. Inhale for that halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Too close to the wall, guys. Don't do that. Keep knocking my moons. All right. Now we're going to go into sun salutation A. So take any modifications you need. You don't have to do the chaturanga. I will talk you through kind of doing it from your knees. Just do what works for you. Anything I say is just an option, not an order. You don't have to do it exactly like me. Do what works for your body. Go ahead and inhale your arms up. Exhale, find that goalpost arms back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to plant our hands. Now you can again step back to a high plank. You can come to your knees. You can come right to a tabletop, whatever works for you. I'm going to talk us through just a chaturanga here. So if you're in your high plank, again, can be done from your knees. You're just going to inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend at the elbows, drop the chest first. Inhale up to your back bend. So this can be a cobra. This can be upward dog. This can even be a low cobra if you want. And then exhale. Find that downward facing dog. Now you can skip that completely. You can just hold your plank, go right to a downward dog. Again, listen to your body. You could be hanging out on a tabletop right now. Now what we're going to do is inhale this right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest and plant it. We're going to come to a warrior one. So this back foot is coming flat at about a 45-degree angle. And we're going to inhale our arms up. Now again, if this is all too much for you, I just want you to, from standing, come to your warrior one. Any variation you need, take it. So bring your hands to your hips. Find the hips square to the front of the mat. Knees directly over your ankle. And we're going to inhale our arms up. Hold here. Breathe here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, palms come down. Now again, I'm going to transition through a three-legged dog, but you can transition through anything that makes you feel good. So I'm planting my hands, slipping back to that three-legged dog, then releasing. Now I'm going to go to the other side. So I'm inhaling, that left leg up and back, exhaling into the chest, planting it for that lunge. Putting that back foot at a 45-degree angle, and then I'm inhaling up. Again, checking in to make sure my hips are square, my knee is over my ankle, and I'm going to breathe here. Nice and tall, nice and strong. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, palms come down. Again, find your transition. And we're going to meet in a downward facing dog. Now this is going to be our rest. You can take an active rest here in downward dog. You can come down to a child's pose, rest here. You can take another vinyasa if you're feeling spicy. You're feeling that Leo season power. Do what works for you. Wherever you are, we're going to hang out for 5 breaths. Bring it back to that mantra. I find my power and my strength and my vulnerability. I'm afraid, but I do it anyways. Go ahead and gently inhale back up to your tabletop. We're going to find our downward dog again. So just tuck your toes and inhale the hips up and back. Go ahead and inhale, gaze at the top of your mat. Exhale, travel into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now again, we are going to go through a little sun salutation, this time with a high crescent lunge. If it is too much for you, you don't even have to take the vinyasa, you don't have to take the downward dog. You can stay standing at the top of your mat, do the little half baby vinyasa, and just step back into your lunge. There's nothing wrong with that. Anything that works for your body is the right thing to do. So when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, find that back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands again. Skip this part if you want to. Take your variation. We're going to meet in our downward dog. And from here, inhaling that right leg up and back. Exhale, knee into chest. Plant it. This time the heel on the back foot is staying up. And we're inhaling up to a high crescent lunge. Now again, maybe bring the hands to your hips. Make sure they're square. Make sure that front knee is over the ankle. Your back foot is active. We're gonna hold here. We're gonna take some little back bend. So I want you to inhale, exhale, goalpost the arms, open up the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back bend. Ooh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, one more time, back bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Again, find your transition. So I'm going to plant my hands and set back to three-legged dog. Release into my downward dog. Now we go to the other side. So inhaling, that left foot up and back. Exhale, knee into the chest. Plant it. Find your balance, use your core. Inhale up to that high crescent. Again, check in here. Are my hips square? Is my back foot active? Is my knee over my ankle? Now let's take our back bend flow. Inhale. Exhale, heart opener. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale one more time. And inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Go ahead and plant them again. Find your transition back to a downward dog. And this is our rest. Again, active rest here in downward dog. Rest here in child's pose. Super active rest in taking a vinyasa. Choose your own adventure. Yogi's choice. Wherever you want to rest, we're going to take 5 breaths. And maybe your heart rate's up, your breath is up, that's good. That's what we want. We want that fiery Leo energy. Wherever you are, you're going to breathe. And we're bringing it back to that mantra. I find my power and my strength in vulnerability. And check in how you feel. Are you feeling vulnerable? Are you feeling powerful? Are you feeling strong? All that warmth you feel in your body is power. Now when you're ready, we're going to gently come to your tabletop. And then we're going to come back down to our stomachs. And we're going to play around again with this floor bow. So your option here is to take the modification variation that we took earlier, just one at a time. If you'd like to take both, it's also an option. I'll talk you through all of it. So again, If you're just doing one leg at a time, go ahead and go there, grab your strap if you need it. Now if you want to take full floor bow, again, might be the most prettiest, but I can do it. So again, we're bringing those feet in, and then we're reaching around and grabbing the tops of our feet. Let's see if I can. Ooh. Sorry guys, I got a really tight chest. So we're here. Make sure your knees don't splay out like that. That's not what we want. We want our knees in tight. Inhale here. Exhale out all your air. And then inhale. You're lifting the chest. You're pressing the tops of your feet into your palms. And exhale. Release. Gently release the feet again. We don't want to slingshot them. So we're going to do it one more time. So if you're doing the half variation, you just did your right side. Now you're going to go to your left side. Again, use the strap if you need it. It's there for you. So we're going to do that one more time. Again, you're just taking your other side. All right. So inhale. Exhale out all your air. And inhale. Come up. Hold. And exhale. Gently release. Release the feet. And I want you to bring your hands to cross, your arms to cross in front of you, your forearms come to this crocodile rest here. You're just going to bring your head to your forearms. You're going to kind of rock the hips out. Believe me when I tell you guys that heart openers are not my favorite. Again, I have lots and lots of scar tissue in my chest, but that's why we do it. If I want to open up my heart again and I want to work with that scar tissue, I got to do heart openers. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't avoid them like the plague. But I know what I got to work on, right? So go ahead, bring those hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, just gently press up. And exhale, find your child's pose. A nice little rest here. Now an option here for your child's pose, if you want a little bit more in the arms, in the chest, you're gonna bring your hands to prayer and just bend at the elbows, bringing them above your head. So you're really gonna feel this in the chest and the armpits, and the shoulders. And again, this is just an option. Now we're going to breathe. We're going to tap in to that power and strength through our vulnerability. As we breathe here, reminding ourselves that there is power and strength in it, and sometimes you have to be afraid, you have to be vulnerable, and do it anyway. Put yourself out there. Put your creativity out there. Start a new venture. Maybe you've been afraid to do it all this time, but I promise you it's worth it. The only thing that's between you and your wildest dreams is that fear of being vulnerable. And you got this. Go ahead and inhale gently, come up. We're going to take a seat. Oh, my shirt came untied. Then we're going to come to our backs. Now keep your blocks nearby for you because we are going to take a supported fish for our Savasana. So just lower to your back. Let me just tie up my shirt really fast. All right. Get these blocks out of the way. So you're just going to bring your arms out to a T position. You're going to bring your knees into your chest. Inhale here and exhale. Just drop them over to the right. Taking some final twists here. Maybe gazing to the left. Breathing into this twist. And inhale, come center. And exhale, drop them over to the left. Again, maybe this time we gaze to the right. And go ahead and inhale, come center. You can drop your feet to the mat, keeping the knees bent. Now grab one of your blocks. You're gonna bring your heels as close up to your butt as you can get them. And we're just gonna inhale those hips up. We're gonna scoot that block underneath us for a supported bridge. Now, you can take the block to whatever height feels comfortable. So I have mine at kind of like the second setting. You can keep it on the lowest. You can go to the highest if you have a super bendy back. But again, listening to your body. Breathing here. We did a lot of upper back. Got to get a little bit into the lower back. Just breathing. All right, I'm going to lower mine just back to the lowest setting, just so it's a little bit more supportive. We're going to go through a supported shoulder stand here. So if you would like to take a full shoulder stand, if that's in your practice, please go ahead and go there. Shoulder stand is the bane of my existence because as a boob haver, my boobs kind of choke me. So, you know, we find a variation. So that's what this block comes in. So you're going to keep it right underneath your hips. You're just going to draw those knees into your chest. And then you're just going to straighten your legs up to the ceiling. Now, why do we do this? This is an inversion. So you don't have to do all the fancy headstands to do an inversion. This is just fine. Again, Leo is ruling the circulatory system. We're getting the blood flowing in the opposite direction. And just breathing here, hanging out here again. If full shoulder stand or plow is in your practice, be my guest. Take one more inhale and exhale. Just gently release. Lift up your hips a tiny bit just to scooch that block out from under you. Now we're going to find our supported fish for our Savasana. Now if there's any final pose that you feel like you need to take here, please go ahead. Happy baby, maybe it's some more twists. If not, we're going to set ourselves up for our Savasana. So you might need 2 blocks, you might need 1. One is going to go right in between your shoulder blades. You can have it long ways, or horizontal or vertical, whatever works for you. And you might need the other one for your head. Now I don't, but you might need it, so keep it nearby. So this block is going right in between our shoulder blades, kind of right at that bra line. And then you see I'm leaning my head back. So again, I don't need that extra block as a pillow, but you might want to take that block and just put it right underneath your head. Now you can have your legs straight. You can bend them. You can take Supta Baddha Konasana while you're here, maybe a little bonus hip opener. And just close your eyes. We're going to take our Savasana here. If it's ever uncomfortable, just remove that block. But try to let those shoulders just keep on melting around that block. Open up that heart chakra. Be vulnerable. And just breathe, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Start to bring your awareness back into your space, back into your body. Gently bring some movement. So maybe wiggle your toes or wiggle your fingers. out your wrists or roll out your ankles. And when you're ready, you can just gently shift off of that block. So just coming to a fetal pose here. Fetal pose is a symbol of fresh starts and new beginnings. And we're taking that vulnerability and that creativity, and we're going to start a new venture. We're going to put ourselves out there. So this is a new journey. And go ahead and gently press yourself up to a seat, any seat that you are comfortable in, keeping your eyes closed. I want you to bring your hands to either side of you, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips. Inhale your arms up, taking all that wonderful energy. Exhale, bring them back down, releasing anything that doesn't serve you. Inhale them up one more time. And exhale, bring your palms together to touch. Bring those hands to your heart center. Again, maybe imagine that bright green light just kind of radiating out of your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. The light and love in me honors the light and love in you. We bow to our practice. Namaste. That is all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Please let me know what you think in the comments. You can also follow me on Instagram at Nourish Natasha, and I also have a ton of yoga programs available. If you'd like to practice with me more, I have self-love courses, mindful eating courses, all that jazz. The links are in the description box, and I will see you on the full moon.